Hey everyone, today we're going to dive into the topic that affects so many of us, pain. Okay. So whether it's your knee pain, hip pain, back pain, or something else, understanding why we feel pain and how to manage it can make a huge difference. So let's break it down into the four key questions. Okay. First, what is pain? When do we experience pain? Why do we experience pain? And most importantly, how do we manage it? Okay. So let's dive in. Let's get this pulled up here. All right. So pain explained. So what is pain? So pain is, you can think of it like an alarm system. Okay. It's your body's protective system there to alert you when there's danger. While we often think that pain directly relates to injury or damage, it's more complex than that. Pain involves the brain and it interprets these signals that come up to it. And that's influenced by many, many things, such as previous experiences, your beliefs. It's like when you were a kid, when you fell down, did mom and dad tell you to slap dirt on it and get back up? Or did you get a big hug and, coddled and swaddled and all that? All that's going to play into how you think of pain to this day. And then when do we experience pain? Pain occurs when our body perceives a threat and believes that we need protection. Okay. So this response is influenced by several things, right? So we got immediate danger, which can be things like injuries, sprains, cuts. All that's going to send a signal to the brain. Prolonged sensitivity. So this is going to be more like chronic pain, right? Maybe you had that sprain or cut and it never fully healed or whatnot. So our nervous system just continues to be very sensitive. And over time, even just a mild discomfort can feel very, very severe. Emotional triggers. So stress, anxiety, even memories of the past can increase sensitivity, making us feel more pain, intensity, and persistently. So things like PTSD or whatnot, or even maybe you smell certain things or walk past a certain place, and you have that memory, and you feel that pain again. There's lots of layers to pain. Number three, why do we experience pain? The purpose of pain is to protect us. So when we're injured, pain prompts us to rest, recover, kind of get off that area, let it heal, so you don't keep running on that ankle after you sprain it. However, your brain can misinterpret these signals, maintaining pain even after the initial injury is healed. So pain can become less about the state of the tissue and more about the brain's interpretation of the ongoing risk and threat. So one way I think about this is a lot of times the more you do something, the better you get at it, right? Let's say basketball. The more you dribble a ball, the better you get at it. Driving a car, the more you drive, the better you get at it. The more you cook, the better you get. Unfortunately, our nervous system is not like that, at least when it comes to pain. When you get all these pain signals going up your nerves, up to your nervous system, instead of getting better at interpreting it and dumping all of this acetylcholine and stuff at your nerve endings, it says, hey, there's a lot more stuff to pick up. So it makes more nerve receptors to pick up that acetylcholine, making that pain seem more heightened instead of less. So your body actually gets worse at interpreting real pain over time. That's one of the issues with chronic pain. One of the reasons to like get ahead of pain as soon as you can. Um, let's see. So pain in the brain. Our brain processes pain based on inputs from our body and our environment. It takes into account our beliefs, stress levels, sleep, past experiences, kind of like we mentioned. This means that pain can persist even after the tissues have healed, or worse, or worsen due to fear and anxiety. The pain may anticipate, or the brain may anticipate the return of pain and result in apprehension or negative thoughts and actions. So I see this all the time in the clinic. Someone that is either surgery or not even surgery, their anticipation of pain is almost worse. Like when I'm checking out a shoulder that's sore, like they go to move it and like they're already like grimacing, like, does that hurt? And they're like, no, it doesn't hurt. But they're like, they know it's gonna hurt. So it's that anticipation. Your brain's already marked, hey, every time I lift it up, that hurts. So we just get in this pattern of avoiding. The pain experience is also personal. Everyone's experience of pain is unique. So two people can have the same knee or hip issue and feel pain at different levels because the brain decides how much pain to create based on numerous factors, not just the extent of tissue damage. Um, so again, it's all based on just your perception of it, your history with pain, your current emotions and beliefs. So like anxiety, fear, negative thoughts about pain can heighten the body's sensitivity to it. One of the first things I do when I get someone in my clinic and I'm talking to them is try to set them at ease, use calm tones when I'm talking to them, and just let them know um, hey, like when we're moving, we're not causing further damage to what we're doing. Like it's gonna hurt, but that's not a bad thing. And that's what I want to try to get through to you guys today. A lot of times when things hurt, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Um, However, we respect it. We don't just run right past that pain barrier. Social and environmental context. Stressful environments or lack of support can also increase pain. So, I mean, a lot of us, most of us have had kids or will have kids, or you've been in a house with lots of kids. I have 4 kids in my house. It can be a very stressful environment. When you're already like stressed out and something doesn't feel good, it just makes it feel worse. Or if you're at a job that is very stressful and you have a headache that day, the headache seems worse because of just that stressful environment and just the strain that's there. And then lack of support. If you have family members or friends that can help you with it or not help you with it, or if no one just seems to really understand what you're going through. That Yeah, one of the things I've noticed, I mean, not necessarily even with pain, but just anything. Like if I'm going through a hard time with my kids and I talk to another parent that's going through the same thing, I instantly feel better because I'm like, I'm okay. Someone else is going through the same thing. I'm not messing up. This is going all right. And the same thing with pain. In the clinic, when someone had a total knee or shoulder and they meet up with someone else who had the exact same thing, they love talking and they'll talk and talk and talk forever about their experience, what they're doing, how their rehab's going, what they can do at home now. And they always leave that conversation. Like the one person will be leaving, the other person's coming in. They're like, man, I'm so glad I got to talk to them. It makes me feel so good knowing someone else is going through this too. So it's really important to know, like, you're not alone going through this. A lot of people have knee pain, hip pain, ankle pain, back pain, neck pain. So just having a good support system is very helpful. All right, so the kicker, why are we all here? How do we manage this pain, right? That's kind of where I'm coming in to help coach you guys through this. So first, we need to understand pain. Knowing that pain doesn't always mean harm can reduce fear and anxiety. Kind of like I was saying, like if you can realize just because it hurts doesn't mean something is getting damaged. It does hurt, but you're not necessarily causing damage. Like that phrase has been really powerful to lots of my clients. And if you can really believe that and really wrap your mind around that, you'll be well on your way to like making a recovery. By understanding pain, that is more about protection than damage, we can approach movement with less fear. So once you know you're not causing damage, okay, I can squat down and go pick that up. I can reach into that cabinet and get that. Um, you don't do a lot of it, but you know you're not doing further damage. You want to get the nervous system to calm down. So one analogy I've heard is your nervous system is like an alarm system, kind of like we mentioned in the very first bullet point. So it's kind of like, let's say you got a house with, in a neighborhood and it's got neighboring houses. The parents go away for the weekend and the kids stay there and they just blast the stereo to 100 all weekend. All the neighbors in the area, they start getting a little bit irritated because that music just doesn't stop. It's 10 o'clock, music's still going. 12 o'clock, music's still going. 3 a.m., music's still going. People are starting to get angry. They're calling the police if they haven't already, saying, hey, shut this down. It's kind of what your nervous system does. You start out with a small, I don't know, injury to your arm. It doesn't fully get better. Like first, it's just this part hurts. But after a while, it's not just your forearm. Now my elbow, my arm hurts. Now my shoulder hurts. It hurts to grab things. Like it just kind of spreads because your nervous system is heightened up. So first we got to calm that nervous system. So things that can help with that, deep breathing. Box breathing is a super easy one. Think about just breathing in for 4 seconds. You hold your breath for 4 seconds. Breathe out for 4 seconds. Stay empty for 4 seconds. And then breathe in for 4 seconds. So all in all, just going real slow with those breaths where you're breathing in, hold it, breathe out, hold it, breathe in. That's why they call it box breathing. You're just doing about 4 seconds. You can do 3 seconds. But it's just trying to calm your breathing, calm your heart, calm your mind, calm your nervous system. Easy thing to do, especially if you're starting to feel stressed out with work or the pain's just really, really bad, just breathing through it. Um, Mindfulness, kind of a big jump drawer term there a little bit, that can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. It could be praying if you are a person of faith. It could be meditation. Could be just going for a walk out in a park where it's just peaceful and quiet and just, you know, thinking about things you're grateful for. Gratitude's a big thing. Thinking about what you're thankful for, grateful for, and going to help someone are some of the best things you can do to like help yourself mentally and help get over pain. Proper sleep, probably often overlooked. We're all feeling like we're overworked and underpaid and not getting enough sleep because our kids are either out late too or staying out late, or they're staying up too long keeping us up, or we just have things we got to do. Um, so sleep super important, and we'll dive into that in one of our further modules. Uh, and then move gradually and confidently. So movement is important. Gentle movement. So starts to help desensitize an overactive alarm system. You start slow, increase your movement just a little bit at a time, focus on what you can do, um, and not what you can't. Gradual exposure to movement teaches your body it's safe. So kind of like I've been prepping through this whole conversation, realizing that when you're moving, you're not necessarily causing more damage. Yes, it probably does hurt, um, but moving just to where you can. So shoulder again, for example. I know we're talking about knee and hip and this, but you can see my shoulders easier. So if someone has shoulder pain in my clinic, I put them on these pulleys sometimes. I'm saying, hey, use this arm to help it up. And wherever that pain is, stay out of it. So if the pain starts here, I want you to stop here every time. Just come right to that pain and let it back down. Come right to that pain, let it back down. Come to that barrier, stiffness, tightness, or pain. Come right to the barrier and then run away. Never run through that barrier. The only thing on the other side of the barrier is pain. If you can just kind of come to the barrier, over time, that barrier is going to get pushed further and further away, and you're going to get more and more motion with less and less pain. Um, in most cases, things like maybe long-term tendonitis and some other things, or a frozen shoulder, certain things like that will play a little bit of a different role. But just in general, a lot of the pains we um, are going through, if we apply those principles, it gets better just by gradual exposure, um, kind of calming your brain down and your nervous system. Staying positive, setting goals. Um, Shift your focus on achievement rather than limitations. Set small, realistic goals, celebrate progress, and reinforce positive movement experiences. So we'll come back to back and kind of tie this together a little bit. If you noticed in a lot of the exercise guides, I don't have you count for 3 seconds or 5 seconds. I have you hold it for a breath or hold it for 2 breaths. Not that you're holding your breath, but you're like holding that position while you do a big, long, slow, deep breath, trying to help you, one, find your diaphragm again, because breathing and posture is really important to everything. And then two, just to down regulate your nervous system. If you can do that, that pain is going to ease. Your sense of threat to your nervous system is going to ease, and that pain is going to ease, and your emotion then will increase, and then your strength will increase. Two things that can't live at the same time is strength and pain. Pain and swelling inhibit your muscle control. If you continually have pain, swelling, it inhibits your muscles. Inhibition. When the muscles get inhibited, it's going to keep making you get weaker over time. So real important to get that pain under control, swelling under control, and get those muscles working again. Again, kind of that gradual movement. And then the last thing, taking care of our bodies, sleep, hydration, nutrition, all things we're going to talk about in some future modules here. So if you notice, I kind of put in bold hydration, nutrition, movement, sleep, mindfulness. Those are those 5 things I want to try to cover in this course. Okay, I'm calling it my high 5. Movement, get 30 minutes of exercise, whether it's kind of doing the course that I'm putting together as far as those exercises, going for a walk. It's just being active in the yard, just get moving at least 30 minutes a day. Try to get that heart rate up a little bit. Sleep, get plenty of sleep. Nutrition, gotta fuel our body well, and that's gonna be the next module I'm putting together is some anti-inflammatory nutrition advice. Where are we at? And then mindfulness and hydration, if I can say that, and sleep. So those are the high 5 that we're going to be covering. Okay. All right. So I put a little link here, and I'll put this document in the Facebook group. But this link right here, if you click on it, I'll just pull it up real quick. It's a great head talk by, oh, of course, there's an advertisement. His name is Lorimer Moseley. There's 3 guys that really have pioneered pain science down in Australia that happen to be physical therapists. Done a lot of research in pain, and he did this TEDx talk. I saw it at a Katrina Education once that one of the preceptors put out there, and great. It's entertaining, and it's a great way to kind of see how your body um, deals with pain. So real good. Probably just the first few minutes are really all you need to see. Probably like the first half, but yeah, something you guys can enjoy.